Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. I've had a few people asking me about how you buy your own packages of Bitcoin. Obviously, I've been helping some of you by you sending the money to me and me using my Coinbase account. When I first started, believe you me, I did not have a clue. I was in exactly the same place as some of you are now. So please don't panic. There's an awful lot of things to learn about this Bitcoin business and USI tech and mining and all sorts of stuff. You can't possibly know it all, take it all in, and work it in one night. For most of us, that just isn't how our brains work. It takes us time to learn it. So please don't go into panic mode. Please don't think you can't do it. Just let's take it step by step. Let's get you a package on, get you set up, and then start to learn all the bits to make yourself independent. So if anybody's struggling, please just message me and I will help you sort it, but we will take it one step at a time. We'll do it slowly, and as other people will tell you, like Rachel White and Chris Mason and David Horridge, I will keep going over it until it sticks in your heads, because I've been in exactly the same position. I know this business works, but it's very frustrating learning it because it's so different to everything else that we do on an ordinary day-to-day basis. So what I'm going to do for you tonight is I've logged into my USI account, which you can see there with a nice healthy 102 active packages, and I only started off with one on the 9th of August, so it shows how it can grow, particularly if you're compounding every day and also recruiting people. So I've got £5,000 locked away in the system now, and I've only put in myself £1,350. So that's how much mine's gone up. So I've opened and logged into my USI account. I've also logged in to my, my Coinbase account, okay, and I have got some money in my Bitcoin wallet here. And what I'm going to do is a transaction to show you how you buy a package. So this is assuming you've already opened a Coinbase account, you've done all the verification with Coinbase, and you've linked your bank account. You can see here I buy using my Visa debit card Bitcoin to send to my Bitcoin wallet. So once you've done that bit, once you've linked your bank card, it's really simple to get money into your wallet, because it's press a couple of buttons and it's done. It's basically, you go to buy, sell, you highlight Bitcoin, I come down here and put, say, 50 quid in, hit to verify, and it goes through and magically appears in your Bitcoin wallet straight away as Bitcoin rather than 50 quid. So that's really straightforward. So I'm going to go back to the accounts section, but what you do is you need to have available your USI Tech account open and password done, so you're into your account, and also your Coinbase one. You need to have them both up at the same time, because when you go in to buy a package, you only have 10 minutes from when you press the button with USI to actually completing the transaction through the system. So you don't want to be messing about trying to log into things. Get that all done first. So I'm into my USI account. To buy a package, you come over here to package options, click on that, or that's where it is on my dashboard, and then go into place an order. It then brings up the purchase price of one package. Okay, just click on purchase. Make sure you've got a pen and paper handy as well, because you will need that. So you're purchasing one package of Bitcoin, or that's what I'm doing tonight, and the grand total including the mining fee is 0.007401 Bitcoin. Okay, now little tip from me that I've learned from other people is sometimes they get little glitches in the system and things to do with costs of transferring money, and sometimes if you only put that exact amount in that you're going to buy, it ends up getting kicked off the system for 0.01 of a Bitcoin or something stupid. So I tend to round this up. So I will send, or ask it to send, 0.0075. Now, don't think that you lose the extra bit and it disappears into the ether or goes into USI's profits, because any money that's left over, if you send an extra little bit just to be on the safe side, will actually be transferred back into your Bitcoin wallet within USI. So that will then be available eventually when you've had a bit more added into it to compound into another package. Down here you have two options. If you're just buying for yourself, you just click I've read and accepted the terms and conditions. If you want to buy for someone in your team and that is somebody below you, you can buy for somebody above you, but it doesn't do a confirmation as to who you're buying for, which is a bit scary. But if you want to buy for somebody below you, you click buy for partner. You will need their partner ID to put in here and click search, and then it will confirm that you're buying for the right person because it will bring the name up. If you were buying for somebody, so let's say you're in my team and I asked you to buy me a package, I would give you my partner ID, but because I'm not in your team, it wouldn't bring my name up here. So I would then go back to that person and say, can you please double check this is definitely your partner ID number, because once that money goes off, you can't get it back. So be really clear about that. Ideally, just buy for yourself and people in your own team if they need you to. I'm not buying for a partner, excuse me, today. I'm just buying for myself. So I've read the terms and conditions and I click purchase. Once I click purchase, it tells me I've got to send a grand total of 0.007401 Bitcoin. But remember, I'm going to round that up to 0.0075 Bitcoin when I go to Coinbase in a second. You can see the timing down, how long you've got to do this transaction. So I need to stop waffling. What you then need to do is you need to, this bit that's I've highlighted in yellow here, you need to copy and paste to Coinbase. So the first thing I'm going to do is copy it, make sure you don't miss any of it out. It's really crucial that you copy it in full. I often just literally write down the last sort of 5 digits. So we've got VFH5S, I think it is, on the end there. And you'll see when you paste it just to double check that that is going across correctly. I'm now going to copy that, and then I'm going to click into my Coinbase wallet. And once you're in Coinbase, you click send here, and it asks you to enter a Bitcoin address. So you click, and that's where you paste what you've just copied, and make sure those last 5 digits on the end there are correct, which they are. And I'm going to ask it to send 0.0075 Bitcoin, okay, which in English pounds is £47.94.517. And you will see that it also then adds on a network fee for sending it through the system of £2.37. So the total that you're going to lose out of your Coinbase account is £50.32. And I just happen to have £50.37 in there, so that's very handy. You then click send, and it will then send to your phone on the 2-step verification a code. Now sometimes with me it comes up with 2 different codes for some reason, and I have no idea why it does that, but I have to then put the second one in. And sometimes it seems to send the wrong one before the other, so sometimes it asks you for a different number, so which it's doing now. So I'll just go back to the other code. I don't know why it does this, it's just the way it's set up on my phone for some reason. 31736869, and I like talking to myself, so just click confirm. And it says your transaction is on the way. So the transaction you're sending in Bitcoin, in sterling, is £47.95 to USI. Remember, that's less than the charge to your account, which was £50.42, I think. because the difference is the fee that's been added on by Coinbase. So if you're doing money for somebody else, you need to make sure that you're taking that £50.32 from them and not the £47.95. Otherwise you would be out of pocket each time on transactions, because you'd be paying the transaction fee and not them. I normally ask people to send me £50 per transaction. To be quite honest, for me, it's not worth the hassle of sorting out an extra 32p from what I'm earning on the team. I would just let that go. But for yourselves, maybe at the moment with the way the exchange rate is, ask someone to send you 51 quid to purchase a £50 euro package. If there's anything left over, send it back to them on a PayPal friends and family transaction, or give it to them in cash when you see them. That's what I tend to do. I play it straight with that. I know other people who get people to send money to them and they never give them the spare change back, and I just think that's really poor. If they were, sticking that in a pot to give to charity, fair enough, but the way I work it is dead straight with people, that if somebody asked me why I didn't send money back to them, I can prove to them all the way through the system that I sent exactly what I should have done and gave them the difference. That's just me. Other people maybe think, well, if they're doing the admin, they'll get a couple of quid out of it. But I think if you're going to do that, you need to be honest with people about it and not say anything. So that's the transaction complete. If we go back to USI Tech, that will still be ticking down there, and it says that you're waiting for payment, and that can be in that state for anything up to a couple of hours to a day, depending on how busy the blockchain is where the money gets transferred through. So think of the blockchain. If you've ever done a transaction to buy a house or something large, you might have done something called a CHAPS payment with your bank, where it's sent through the banking system from one bank to another. And it goes through lots of security when that happens. Obviously, when you're talking about, $500,000 or something to buy a house. This is exactly the same. It's just the digital virtual world's version of the CHAPS payment system. It's called the blockchain. So don't get too hung up in it. I will do something on a glossary around all these terms at some stage in the future. But just think of it like the bank's CHAPS system. So eventually, when you go back to your dashboard, once it's gone through the system, you will see that your packages go up. So just make sure that your packages do go up. And also, another place where you can check on things is if you go to My Organisation and Recent Activities, eventually what you'll see is up at the top here, it will say, like it does here for me. Let me just highlight that for you. Like it does here for me, your Bitcoin package is approved. So this one's not through the system yet, so it's not coming up, but look for that going through and your package numbers going up. If anything goes wrong, let me know and I'll try and help you sort it out. But do bear in mind, when the blockchain's busy, it can take hours for these things to go through the system. I've found sometimes they're through in 15-20 minutes, and other times it's 3 or 4 hours. I've not normally waited any longer than that, but don't go into panic mode if it's not there instantly. Okay, so I hope that's been useful. If you've got any questions, any queries, feel free to come back to me. Okay.